Assistant Professor, lovely Faculty of Education, lovely Professional University, Punjab. And the title of my paper is Challenges of the Future Classrooms, a Paradigm Shift. As we have moved from ancient education system to e-learning campus, therefore there is a paradigm shift in the structure and function of classrooms, followed by a role of teacher, parental perception, and students' expectations in today's scenario, and the trend is likely to continue in future. There is an urgent need to address the unanswered questions as, do we require infusion of technologies into the curriculum? Answer is yes, as we have stepped in the digital era and institutions have to handle students from diverse background and needs. Now, second question is, how exchange of technology-based needs could be made possible among learners, community, and the academia. That is, through interactive sessions such as workshops, conferences, and learning management system, which my university is very well implementing. Third question is, how can we amend technology to support educational experiences in the classroom? The answer is through usage of various technologies to serve variety of needs. And it is laptop, LCD, UHP, smart boards, and e-content development also for variety of learners. And in MPhil program, which is being launched in our university, we have a separate paper for MPhil students that is catering to the needs of e-content development, as we are running short of e-content in variety of areas, as reported by UGC. Now, fourth question is, how does the implementation of technology overhaul our learning environment? Definitely, it leads to better presentation, conceptual clarity, development of variety of skills, and diluting gray areas of curriculum by removing learning difficulties. Another question, what are the expectations of students and parents regarding revolution in the classroom proceedings and institutional pedagogical practices? Answer is, parents favor the practices which can make their child an overall achiever, and students are interested in learning beyond curriculum because students have become smart students these days, smart as well as intelligent, as the sir said. Next question, do we have educational institutions well equipped with the facilities for techno-savvy transaction of curriculum? Answer is, only few schools and teacher training institutions are well equipped with the infrastructural facilities. Another question, do we have technology efficient faculty members to transact the ICT-based curriculum? The probable answer, most of the faculty members may need orientation to become efficient in technology. Another question, what type of research has been conducted to assess the impact of technology on academic achievement of learners or the behavior modification? Research of qualitative and quantitative nature is required to have the in-depth understanding of the impact of technology on the achievement of learners or the behavior modification. Technology can and does help students develop variety of skills ranging from the basic to the higher order critical ones. For technology to be successful, teachers need to make informed choices related to pedagogical approach, students' needs, and learning objectives. Efforts in the academic fraternity are ready for a paradigm shift from a paper-based classroom to a paperless classroom. Unfortunately, these efforts have usually been isolated and generally have not tailored technology to support varied students' learning style. For implementing vast amount of information technology, it is useful to systematize actual requirements such as the context, the content, the clientele, and the pedagogical approaches. For context, instructors should focus on the physical location of the student and the instructor. If the instruction is delivered in the classroom, one should focus on information presentation. If the student uses the course resource outside of class or in a distance learning situation, connectivity and supporting reference material both are equally important. In deciding the content, multimedia is not the goal, as one of the experiencers said. The information technology integration process must focus on using multimedia as the means to the end to achieve expected learning outcomes. Clientele is equally important. Before purchasing any technology, instructors should survey their clientele to determine the degree of computer literacy and the overall level of their comfort with technology. Pedagogical approaches need to be reorganized. The key is to create active learning environment. Most of the recent studies and recommendations put emphasis on constructivism, Piaget or Vygotsky. It is as if the constructivist approach were the only way to resolve educational problems. What is the place and role of other more direct approaches to teaching and learning? Which approach is best suited for technology integration? There is no right or wrong answer. Yet there is one more question to bear in mind. Who is going to decide this? The software package producer, the computer itself, or the educator? First of all, believing that acquiring the hardware and the software packages will resolve the problem is denying the importance of the human mind and capacity to choose, and that is the teacher. Teacher is the sole arbitrator of the curriculum and the central figure in the classroom. So teacher is the only decision maker and the supreme master of students' learning difficulty. Nobody can plan a best curriculum or the best transactional strategy for a kid as a teacher can plan. Second, the computer can be used as a tool to facilitate teaching and learning. However, the machine cannot make the choice of pedagogical approach, but a teacher can on the basis of students' need and expected learning outcome. Technology is not a panacea for all educational problems, but by combining technology with applicable learning models, the overall quality of education is enhanced. And my university, see, I'm not advertising my university, but yes, I'm proud to be its member of lovely professional university, that they have given lot of opportunity and freedom to innovate with the curriculum, the keeping in mind the teaching style of ourselves and the learners, learning style, right? And curriculum we are reviewing after every semester, and this time we have freezed curriculum for 3 years after this board of studies meeting and taking various institutions as the benchmarks. Moreover, one of the best practices which we have implemented in this teacher training program is mentoring model. In most of the institutions it is practice teaching, but here we are following mentoring model where we identify students according to the needs of the schools, and then we send those students to that particular schools, and the teacher teaching the specific subjects in that particular schools, they are identified as mentors, and we are the school supervisors. And by taking inputs from the mentors and taking inputs from the educational institution, teacher education institution, we are bridging the gap between what we know and what we are expected to know as teacher educator, as them as teachers, and our pre-service teachers. So this is a small step, and I think with everybody's blessings and this planning with mind and implementation with heart, we are going to achieve our expected learning outcomes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ma'am.
In fact, that was a good presentation from Dr. Snehlata, who very categorically told that technology is not the panacea for all the problems of education and educational development. And as our professor from Auckland just gave a very good example, rather opinion, that there is an imminent need for reclaiming the academic scholarship, especially in our country, especially in a society like ours, where there is virtually a very abysmally low academic scholarship. And as he pointed out rightly, that in a World Education Summit, we have 20-odd faces thinking and brainstorming about the needs and the requirements of the future higher education or school education or technical education scenario in the country. But then it starts from small. Probably in the next Education Summit, we would see much larger presence as far as research is concerned. That is putting little diplomatically. But in fact, as far as educational research in the country is concerned, or for that matter, any part of world, education is a very slow effector as far as social development is concerned. It took 100 long years for having a change as far as our nation is concerned to bring about the vibrancy of the present education system, which was launched by Lord Macaulay about 200 years back. So Lord Macaulay had a vision to launch this particular education system, and he very categorically stated in the British Parliament that yes, in case we want to rule this country, we need to change the mindset, and in case we need to change the mindset, we need to change the overall education system. And then it took 100 long years for the change as far as higher education or education system is concerned. And here comes the role of the research and the academic scholarship, which our professor from Auckland was speaking. We need academic scholarship. We need faster results. We need rapid appraisal techniques for assessing the effects of the present education system, whether it pertains to the conventional or traditional education system, or whether it pertains to what my friend from Gujarat has stated just now about the green education or the green schooling concept. What is its effect? We do not know. Probably the time will come and say. We do not know what is the effect of the distance education and open learning systems are concerned. Are we really moving in the right direction? None of our policy makers are well versed. They just ape the West and put those Western ideologies directly into the society without actually knowing about the academic scholarship behind it. With these notings,
Can I just expound a bit on your thing, because you touched a very raw nerve and the right nerve. You talked about Macaulay. I think we have to understand things are changing at an exponential rate. And everybody on this globe, everybody, right, left, developed, underdeveloped, are in trouble. Because whatever they were surviving and continued for a long, long time is no longer working. And what has gone wrong, I mean, I think you are scholars, I'm just a bullshitter, as I rightly claim, that we have had 3 waves, the Toffler's wave, and some of you must have read him. First wave, Future Shock, a lot of people read. Third wave, a lot of people. His recent one is Revolutionary Wealth, where he actually shows the unfolding of that. So it's a must read for anybody who would like to think. The Gurukul system, what pre-Macaulay's days, was suited and was fine-tuned and worked brilliantly for 5,000 years. It worked for an agricultural society. Macaulay, when he talked about uprooting it, was talking about an industrializing society. And as you rightly understood, it took 100 days for it to take place. And by Jove, in those 100 days, we had chaos. And that chaos continues today, even after 60 years after independence. Now we have already stepping into, or the US, etc., has already stepped into the knowledge wave. And the knowledge wave is creating chaos for the US. Unemployment and all this happening. Now in India, we have the, I don't know what, the fortune or the misfortune, it depends on which side you want to look at it. We have a fortune. The transition from the first wave to the third wave is much less traumatic than from first wave to the industrial wave. That's why it took, however, can transition from the first wave to the third wave much less painfully. And fortunately, 70% of India still is in the first wave. So we have to look into strategies of how do we leapfrog, bypass it. The Chinese are very good at the second wave. They've done a fantastic job. Industry is everything, and we really, I'm amazed and I'm impressed by them. But they've done it in the wrong way. Can we, being late and being stupid if you like, can we transition straight from the first wave to the third wave, where all our people staying? Now if you do that, first and foremost, let us stop this brain drain from the villages to the cities. They are more green, the villages. Secondly is, they are not accustomed to the industrial culture. Can we just transfer them with IT and all these knowledge-based technology into that one? And they can be not the old villages which Gandhiji rightly identified as a solution, but they could be solutions for the future with high-tech enabled. Replace the charkha with a PC and it's in the ecosystem, and you watch it, and the village is going to be a much more efficient and a better place to live. I'm sorry for this thing, but I think it's important that we understand why we are having this problem. Thank you.